Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So I'm going to do a painting in my art journal, and the dogs barked in the middle of it quite a bit, and I just couldn't just make it go straight through with me talking while I was doing it because it was just annoying with the dogs. So all I have here is my art journal that I made, and I'm going to draw a face. And a lot of you ask me, about drawing faces and all, especially newer people to my channel or to mixed media. So I'm going to draw one on here, but I definitely will break it down and do it a bit slower for you guys. But this is the basic of drawing a face. Now, one of the things that happens with me is I draw crooked, and I draw crooked because the way my hands can bend, the way that they won't bend, it depends on the pencil I'm holding. It depends on so many things. So sometimes my lips and eyes go up, up a bit and all that, but I don't care. I love drawing, and I love drawing faces. And this one came to me, and I love the way it came out when it's done being painted. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Um, what I'm doing is that's the circle template. You can get those at AC Moore and Michaels and whatnot. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Yeah, I'm using it as a ruler, as you can see. But then you have the circles for, the eyes and anything else, really. You can even use that in your mixed media as a background piece. You know what I mean? Like as the circles as a stencil. So what I'm doing is I have my ruler, and I'm going to measure because the normal rule is for your face to look more normal, which I do folk art faces and whimsy faces and that kind of thing. I don't really do realistic. But that's why I do the odd girls and all, because they're just so much easier to draw for me and for all you guys, especially starting out. So all I did was drew like a U, as you can see. U, as you can see, you got it? I still have a cold. I'm sorry. And I drew a straight line. You want it about halfway down from the head. That's about 3/4. You do it, you can see how far I did it down, but you can do it lower or higher. It depends on what you're doing. But now what I'm going to do is go down. Let me see, once the ruler's on here, I'm showing you how to use the ruler to get your best face going. But I mean, you don't have to use a ruler if you don't want. Now I'm going to cut the face in half. Now you can see where my half is. That's a 3/4 face if I would have kept that. Not what we want, but that's me. So I'm going to move it over a little bit more and there we go. So that's a little bit better. But now I'm going to measure how far I want to keep the eyes apart. Or so if I want my eye to be, oh no, I'm doing the nose. That's right. You go down an inch from the first line down to the nose line. I'm explaining that again. And then a half of an inch to the top of the lip, and then another half to the bottom of the lip. You see, so that's half of inches between those three. And then an inch between the eyes and the nose. And of course, you can play with this. You don't have to do all those measurements the same, but it's totally up to you. Totally. Now I'm showing you my circle template, and I'm going to put in some measurements. So with the eye. So I'm kind of like doing a third eye there. We all have that third eye if you tap into that. But anyway, that's the eye. So now I'm going to put an eye on the other side, on either side of that middle, and trying to make it as big as that. So they're pretty even. But honestly, do what you can do. Don't get too caught up in all that. So I'm just doing an eye there and another eye there. See? And then we'll erase that third eye when we get working on the eye. And, now I'm just putting a circle. And you can use your circle template like that, like I'm showing you. There you go. And then do a circle and kind of play with your pencil. Always have a pencil with your, an eraser with your pencil, whether it's on the pencil or beside you. And then I'm just going to do the same thing over there. And I'm like, oh no, I think I made the circle a little smaller than I wanted. For the pupil, I think I go over it. Let's see. And then I'm just pulling pulling in there. Let's see. Now I'm going to double check. That's the circle. I'm gonna, yeah. So just making them even. So the one on my right, where I just did it again, was a little off. So now I'm just doing the nose. I just do the, like, extended U, and then I put little nostrils and everything, and I get the nose going. And now working on the mouth. That's going to be the lips. And you can see my lips going uphill a little bit, so I'm just kind of doing some measurements so I can get it the best I can to be straight. And then, yep, doing that, and then just going to add the bottom lip. Very easy. And if you're interested and you want to draw and you want to follow this one, by all means, rewind it. You can even put this on mute so you don't have to hear me. But yeah, so you can just, do it step by step if you want, or if you want a better video for it, I would gladly do it. This is just really a art journal page I'm doing. So that's kind of, what you shall see. So now I went and I redid the face to make it match the eyes, nose, and mouth better. Doing some eyebrows, which pretty much go the end of the nose, end of the lips kind of thing. So they're, see how much better it looks now that the face is a little bit, I shortened that U. See how before I had it so wide, now I have it less, I erased it and did it over, and that's, I'm just erasing off the other lines there. You will see. Yeah. I always start from the, I try to always do the chin so I can go up. There you go. And just make it more like an egg shape on the bottom, and then add that. And it just does make a difference. Now, remember, when you're doing this, you don't have to do the face or anything until you're done doing your eyes. You don't have to do it the way I do it. I do it different ways each time. And that's just because whatever way my mind is working that day, that's what I do. And then I'm just going back and going with my mechanical pencil just to make them a little. I couldn't sharpen my pencil. I don't know why I wouldn't sharpen. So then I just grabbed my mechanical pencil because I love my mechanical pencil. And then just, doing my thing, erasing it and tracing over the circles that I already had there. No big deal. I just didn't erase a lot of it so I could trace it. And doing the same thing with the other eye. That's the left eye right there. Remind me of TLC. What was her name? Left Eye Lopez or something. Anyway. And there is, so far, the face. So now we're going to paint. So I have some slow dry blending, so it keeps it, a little wetter longer so it won't dry out. I have, next to that, I have some Folk Art Camel. I have, what's the next? Buff. I have Light Flesh. And I will be putting pink down soon for her lips. But we're just going to go and, one of my dogs is dreaming, and, just lay some color down. Lay it down, baby. Lay it down. Whatever way you want. And if you don't have these colors, so what? Use whatever colors you have. And I'm mixing it a little bit with the medium, and it makes it flow better, and it leaves it wet a little bit more for me. Now, you can add the blending medium to the paint itself. You don't have to mix like I'm mixing, but this is just how I chose to do it. But you definitely can just mix it in your paints, and that'll help that, either way, whatever works for you. And I'm just painting away. Putting a little blending solution and, having it go all over. I love drawing faces. I love this. One of the reasons I did this as well was couple people had asked me about how to go about putting faces in your art journal. And this is essentially why I did this, because so you guys could see, it's very simple. Just draw your shape, put your eyes in and then go to town. And you'll see how I finished her. And I'm just taking darker and going in, for the shadows on the nose a little bit. Eyebrow, all that good stuff. I need my eyebrows done. That just reminded me. And now I'm using, what color are you? You are burnt umber. Well, burnt umber, but. And going in on the side of my brush and adding just a little bit of the medium and just kind of doing my thing. And now I'm going to go shade the outside with the burnt umber on my brush, a little bit of the glazing medium, which thins it out, And now I'm just going to go lay some dark. I like using this. I like doing this with all the colors. You're going to see I'm going to take it off. I'm going to lighten it. I'm going to put it darker. All those kind of things. Because I like it. Because I think at the end, it just comes out better. Do you know what I mean? And you'll see it at the end. Yeah, and I'm just going to put it down the neck. I'm doing it. A lot of blending medium. Now that's a scruffy brush and it's dry, and I'm putting a little bit of the medium on it, and I'm going to go pounce it. And if you don't have it, use a pouncer, use your finger, which you're going to see me do in a minute. And I'm just blending it in because I don't want it to be so stark that, like in your face. The blending, or the darker color, the shading, I just want it to be a little bit. And that is a great way to do it. Just to blend. Now I'm getting a little pink for in the cheeks. And that is just what I use all the time, baby pink. Baby pink. And you see I'm going to use that a couple times as well. I'm laying it down, putting it in, and then, And I'm leaving that bit up there, which you'll see in a minute. But now I just have to really blend the face a bit better. I'm drawing it, obviously, right? No kidding, Cal. You're drawing it? Really? I wouldn't have known. What was that in your hands? I don't know. But I want it dry before I go on to the next step because that's underneath. And now I'm laying that light flesh color in there. Now remember, the one next to the light flesh is the buff. And you can see it's lighter. So really, you use whatever you have. Mix up the colors like you want, whatever. I don't know if you heard my stomach growl on that one. And now I'm going and blending it all again. Very therapeutic. Now I'm going in for more pink because I'm going to, I want that little bit of pink in there. Now I rinsed my brush off because I didn't want anything really dark on it. And I dried it, so now I'm just kind of blending. And that's essentially what I do. I'm going in with a little bit more of the paint, the face paint, the light flesh, and kind of blending it in. And what I like is I like the shadows under the eyes. Now I'm using my finger because that's what they're here for. But yeah, just kind of blending it in a little bit. And using the side of the scruffy brush, the pouncer, just to lay that down, and I'm patting it. See how it just adds such a nice little dimension there? And you don't want it, like I said, so bad. You just want to tap it in there so you get some shadows. At least that's what I do. I think everybody has their own gig. Everybody has their own way of doing stuff. And I'm all for it. You do whatever floats your boat. Now I'm drawing it again. And the reason I'm drawing it so much is because if I go over with another color or go on with the other parts of the face, it's still going to be wet. And it's not going to do anything but kind of, I want those layers. And you can see the nose, like the nostrils and whatnot have disappeared. So I am going to go in there and fix it. Okie dokie. I'm talking a mile a minute there. Probably yelling at the dogs. So I'm going in with a little bit of the burnt umber. But see how I'm doing? I'm spraying some water on there so it stays wet and fresh. And I think that's good. It's not going to hurt anything. You want it to stay, that you can use it. Now I'm just going to outline everything with the burnt umber and a little bit of the blending fluid. Very nice. Some pink. And I just want a little bit of the shadow of the lips because, if you have lipstick on, you don't have the outside of your lips showing so much. So I'm trying to blend that out a bit and leave the pink be there, which is fantastical. And this is blue, ultramarine blue. I'm going in for the eyes. And there's some glaze left on my brush, and that's what I'm using. And that's why you can see it's a little thinner of a consistency. Yeah. And I go back just to lay a little bit more down. And just mixing a little bit of that buff in there, just to lighten it just a tad bit. You can see just adding little highlights in there, but I do change that, you'll see. I'm just blending it out. Just, you don't want it to be, the eyes are so different, when you look at them in certain light and that kind of thing. So, and I'm just making this little brush. The bristles, they're wet, and I just want them to be straight on so I can trace, put in the eyes rather. And then a little bit on the bottom. And you only want a little bit of paint. Like, the more paint you have, it's going to smudge like mine just did. So I had to wipe it off and add it again. No big deal. Yep. Now the nose, because the nose disappeared. Eyebrows. Gotta have eyebrows. There we go. Now, getting a little more, just a dot of it. And you can see I'm rolling my paintbrush on the non-stick craft mat just to get some of that extra off. And now I'm going to go in and just outline the nose a little bit now. So it comes back out. And then just add the bridge of the nose. Drag it down a little bit. I love doing faces. I really do. Because you can just do anything. You can do regular. You can do creepy. You can do folk art. You can do sweet. You can do mean. You can do whatever you want. Sideways. 3/4 of the ways. Half a face. All kinds of stuff. I have a video coming up of doing like half the page in your art journal with a face, which that'll be coming up in a couple days. Now I'm outlining the lips. Now, one thing I didn't do is I didn't draw out the chin. You can see the shadows of the chin on the neck, but I really didn't take the brown and leave it, leave it and do the chin part. All right, now, I mean, you see how she's coming together? What the heck am I doing there? Who the heck is even watching this? Where am I? Ay, ay, ay. I'm drawing it again. Drawing it again. There we go. All right. All right. I think she's dry. Now you see up at the top of her head, there's like a white spot, right? And I'm okay with that because that's where I'm going to draw a scar. And you draw, you don't have to do that. You can leave it plain, whatever you want. But I'm doing a scar, Cal, scar. Which you'll see in a second. La, la, la. So I put a scar there. I know, bizarro world. I get it, but you'll see. And maybe you won't get it. Maybe to you, it's not. But to me, I did it for a reason. And you'll see as I finish it. Now I'm just going back with more of that blue because I didn't like that real light in the eye. I just wanted a little bit of the reflection. Yeah. Much better. And that's why I love painting so much, is because you could change it. I could dry this face and gesso over it and do a whole other face, or gesso over the eyes, or whatever I want. It doesn't matter. And that is raw sienna. And that is what I'm starting her hair with, as you're going to see. If I had any more phlegm in my throat and chest, I swear to God, or mucus, whatever the heck it is. All right, so now you see I'm adding hair. And I'm making a curly. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why I moved it so close. All right, so there you go on that. I know I have the raw sienna I have on the bottom where you keep seeing me put it, but I wanted to make her hair curly. Give it some body. Maybe her hair is not frizzy like mine on a hot, humid day. Now you see what I did? I took some of the blending solution and I mixed it with the raw sienna, and then I put it over the scar so you can still see the scar but her hair's over it. Hence the next part. So I'm going to take some of these colors so they don't go to waste, and I'm just going to put them on the other side of the page to do. You'll see what I'm going to do. Oh, you'll see. So I'm taking a bigger brush. I'm going in with that light buff, and I'm throwing it on there, right? That's the page. And moving the paper around so I don't get it all over the other journals, but, stuff happens. And what color will I do next? Oh, we're scooping up more of the glazing medium, all of it, and smearing it all over. Taking the rest of the pink. Yep. Throwing that all over it. And remember, we got a lot of that blending solution underneath. Now a little bit of the flush color. Okay, now I'm going to use some ultramarine blue for her background, which is the same I used as her hair. I mean, as her eyes, I'm sorry. Her eyes. Doing the back. And I'm going to show you a little tip in here. Putting paper there to save other pages, but I tell you the truth, I'm hell on other pages. I'm one of them people, I'm focusing on what I'm doing now, not caring what I already did, but, you know. I know a lot of people aren't like that, and, you know, you just put paper between to save it, that's all. So it doesn't get on your other pages. And just add the blue for the background, because I like that. I like how it pulls the eye color. And then smearing some more of that on the other side with my brush, cleaning it off. And I'm taking my paintbrush and I'm wetting it in water. And then I'm going over some of the hair where the blue went in, like kind of went over it, just to kind of clean it up a little bit. And that is my trick, which I always do. If I make a mistake with acrylic paint, I wet and take it off. You know, you want to do it before it dries. Yep, and I just got my napkin, my paper towel, and I'm wiping it. There we go. Doing some touch-ups. With fun, with fun. So never get discouraged because you can always fix it. You know? For those of you afraid to do a face, do it. Do it. You can always fix it. And paint, what the heck is paint? Paint is nothing. You can take it off, you put it back on, whatever you want. And now what I'm going to do is write with a back of my paintbrush. She hides her scars under her hair. I don't know if you guys know what that's from. But that is kind of where I'm at right now. She hides her scars under her hair. Which means we all have scars. We all have crap. But you try to put on a good face and move forward. And that's kind of what that means to me and why I did it. Because that's what I wanted to do. Now I'm putting in pupils with just my Sharpie. Just little pupils. I almost thought about doing eyelashes, but I was like, no, I'm going to leave it the way it is. So I'm drawing everything because I want to put little highlights in the eyes, which you will see in a minute. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love the way she came out. I love this page. I just love it. I just love it. So thank you so much for watching. And as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Please share me around like I'm your loose friend. And that's it. I am just so blessed. Now I'm going to put a little, see, I'm going to show you. And you see how cool the lettering came out? Now I'm just going to use my jelly roll and do a little bit of highlights. I love you guys. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.